Okay guys, so this week I wanted to show you my son's reef tank. This is my son Corey's reef tank. He's 15 years old, and if you follow my videos, you'll obviously be quite aware of Corey and his YouTube channel, where he does, similar to me, videos and updates of how he's getting on with his different systems as he progresses. If you're new to the channel, obviously check his channel out. It's Corey Will on YouTube. Does some really great videos. He's a little bit more prompt than me that putting videos up. Quite religious actually. Every week he does a video on something, a different subject or an update. So check his channel out, Corey Willard on YouTube. So onto this tank. This is his latest tank. He started his journey into aquatics a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago. I think it was June 2018. He decided he wanted a fish tank in his bedroom, obviously influenced by me and my interest in the hobby. But wanted to start, obviously, because he's young, it's his first tank, wanted to start and dip his toes into having a tank with just a freshwater tropical tank. And luckily I had a dual 70 litre from years ago. I used to breed marine fish, just sitting in my shed that we dug out. We got set up with an external filter, and he done a cracking job with it. It's a freshwater planted tank. Now I'm not into tropical tanks, freshwater tanks. So my thing is marine and reef, but he done all his homework on everything and set it all up, and brilliant. What an awesome tank that was. If you check his channel out, you'll see right at the beginning his journey with that little tank. Now that journey was only about 7 months. I knew it wouldn't be long. So usually if you get into this hobby and if you know your passion is this, then you do progress up and eventually you end up with a reef tank. But yeah, he done all his homework on it and just made a really good success for it. I thought, do you know what, he's definitely ready to do marine and do a reef tank, and he was really up for it. He really wanted to do a reef. So he got Christmas we got him he wanted to go for the ever famous Fluval Evo 52 litre, and he set that up at Christmas 2018. And yeah, that was where the journey started really with the reef. He done a cracking job with that Evo. Done a year with it. It was just coming onto form after a year, sort of starting to mature nicely. But as we always with this hobby, you want to upgrade and go bigger and better. So after a year, he decided to shut it down, and he wanted something that's bigger, obviously, where he could explore with doing sort of harder to keep corals like SPS corals, where he could, fix bigger and better lighting sort of thing. So he decided to go for this. This is a dual Rio 125, so 125 litres. So we went from the Evo at 52 litres up to this 125 litres, and decided to spec it out with nice lighting, good flow, protein skimmer, etc., which I'll go through and I'll get the camera off the tripod in a minute. You're probably thinking this tank looks still very, very new. This is a year in on his journey with this tank, and the reason being is literally just a few days ago finished rescaping it. He had lots of problems with the existing rock in there. There was just too much rock, too many big boulders of rock in there. Wasn't enough flow getting around. So he's coming into some problems with hair algae and cyano, and he had an aptasia issue as well. So he decided to do a full new rescape by making this scape himself out of Marco rock and Nars reef cement. Done a cracking job. Spent all week doing it. So when I get the camera off the tripod, I'll give you a show around it. But it's opened the scape right up so you can get some good flow around the whole structure. And it's loads more different sort of placement spots and branches and ledges for corals. So that's why it looks sort of so fresh in there at the moment. Apologies for the lighting and the way this film comes across. I have no idea what he's got these lights set on, so it's quite hard for me to know what filter to put on, what not, but this is best I can probably get it. It does look a lot better to the naked eye though. So yeah, this is his latest thing. We say he's a year in on it. He's had some problems initially, but you do get all the problems in the first year anyway. He's a little bit unlucky with a few bits, but yeah, it's all about pressing on, persevering and correcting these little problems as you come across them. And when you get to that year 2 year marker, you know, these problems tend to disappear as the tank stabilises and becomes more mature, should I say. You know, if you're into reefing, you'll know once you get to that 2-year marker, if you persevere, everything seems to come on form and explode with growth and thrive. So I'll get the camera off the tripod, bear with me 2 secs. Okay, so starting from the top, he went for the new Red Sea Reef LEDs, 2 of them, which is quite an expensive job on this tank. Probably the most expensive pieces of equipment, but it needed to be done because he wanted to go into the SPS road, trying to keep SPS coral. And we've got the simple stock biofilter in the corner still, which is full to the brim with BioHome Ultimate Marine, which has enabled him to do this scape and pull the old rock out, because he's still got loads of bacteria in that filter. So although it's a little bit of a gamble, we have dosed the whole tank with Fritzime 9 just to make sure we don't get any ammonia or nitrite spikes. But yeah, we should be okay because that's so mature, all that biomedia in there. And the bioload in this tank isn't huge, and he's really careful with feeding, so fingers crossed over the next few weeks it should settle in nicely, and it should start to populate this rock with bacteria. We've had a good shifty through the whole sand as well, so the water's very misty still and dusty. So it's only a couple of days ago we've done all this. But this rockscape, it doesn't come across properly on camera, but if you can see, it's awesome. The idea was to get a small footprint in the sand so it doesn't get trapped detritus, so it can go through the sand easy, and a turkey baster, and lots of ledges and branches to mount coral. There's actually 2 structures in here, obviously because the support bar to get them in. This is the first one here. They look like they're joined, but they're not. But yeah, loads of open space so you can get flow around the whole structure. Say corals that aren't placed properly yet, it's just sort of thrown everywhere, but there's mounted a few. It's just not going to be a work in progress over the next few weeks. But yeah, he's got a Tunzi 9004 protein skimmer in the corner here. Red Sea net cover. Now down below, hopefully you can see, it's a bit dark and I don't know where the switches are for anything because it's not my tank. It's a bit messy down here as well. He's in the process of redoing all this with a new top-up tank for his ATO and stuff. But yeah, the power supplies, ATO, 2-channel doser, which is only using 1 line for Tropic Marine's Alpha Reef, which at the moment is not dosing at the moment at all, just relying on water changes. But that's ready to go. Different YouTubers stickers. But yeah, so it's a good little tank. It's just that he, unfortunately, although he's been a year in on it, he's rewound the timeline, if you know what I mean, by removing that scape. But it needed to be done because he had lots of problems in it. Say hair algae, aptasia, had an aptasia issue. So by doing this, he's exported all the problems, but he has reset his time for maturity wise. So of course he's built up a good knowledge of reef keeping so far. So he's always learning. So he's only young. He's only 14, 15 at Christmas or New Year, early New Year. For such a young guy, have such knowledge he's got. Obviously, he's had help from me. He picks my brains a lot, but he does a lot of his own research. And again, with this game, it's a case of just doing it and experiencing the problems, and you just get more experienced as you go on. Every tank's different. That's what's hard about this game, is that it's not just a simple formula for every tank, otherwise it'd just be so easy. You have to sort of adapt to the way your tank's going, what's best for your tank. And after a couple of years you usually dial it in. But for such a young lad to be doing this, because this isn't an easy hobby, you have to be quite intellectual to do it, I think. And yeah, he's doing good. He's got lots to learn still. So have I. I've been in this hobby over 20 years and I'm still learning. But that's what I love about this hobby. But yeah, I just thought this week I'd give you a little show round of his tank. And you must check his channel out. It's Corey Willard on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you're new to the channel, obviously subscribe and hit that bell. And I'll catch you in the next one.